I love Florida, but I kind of just wanted to take a break from the coast area. The coast can get pretty congested, especially along I-95, and I've been just driving up and down I-95 for the past week. I brought Shannon up to the airport in Jacksonville. We were in St. Augustine. After I dropped her off at the airport, I decided to come back south. It's a little bit warmer down here, and head inland. So I'm now arriving at a campground. It's looking like the waves are going to be pretty flat for at least the next few days anyways, so there wasn't really much of a reason for me to try stealth camping and living on the coast, at least not until we get waves and I have a reason to be over there. I will definitely enjoy some peace and quiet out here for the next few days. I am at a campground. It's on some WMA land, about an hour inland from the coast, and I actually stayed at this campground about 5 years ago in my element when I came through this area in my original element setup, and I think I only spent one night back then, but it doesn't really seem like much has changed. It's pretty similar to 5 years ago. I'm noticing the same trend that I did back then. There are a lot of campers all around, basically in every direction. I have neighbors super close by, but what I'm noticing is the same as it was before. Most of these campers are empty. Folks leave their rigs here, they set them up for the season, and then they just come back, as they please throughout the hunting season. The majority of the folks that are coming out here are hunters. I did get the opportunity to speak with the camp host when I pulled in, had a great conversation with him, and it was awesome to get to learn a little bit about the area and just kind of how it all worked. He directed me to this site. He said that his friend was here and that he just left a few days ago, so it was open for the next few days and then I could stay here. The campground is a little bit busier than it was the last time I visited 5 years ago in my element. It's just a little bit earlier in the year, so it's cooler outside, and it was also a weekend night last night. It was a Friday night. So there were a few folks that I noticed that were, playing music and hanging out relatively late, and also, had their generators going as well. But then things quieted down pretty quick, because I think most of these folks are hunters, like I said yesterday, and I heard them getting up this morning to go out for their hunts around 6 or 7 a.m. So they got to bed relatively early, and it was pretty quiet. It's not a bad spot to be. There's vault toilets, a couple of different vault toilets. It's a completely free camping area, so I'm looking forward to it. And I will say that another reason why I'm out here is that it's just a lot easier to save money when you're boondocking like this. Speaking of saving money, special thank you to Mint Mobile for partnering with me on this video. You might be familiar with Mint Mobile from the Ryan Reynolds TV commercials. They are a premium cell service provider that is very affordable. They offer plans as low as $15 a month. They don't have storefronts or salespeople or high overhead, so they're able to pass those savings on to you and offer affordable options. Great ways to save some money. I actually set up Mint Mobile on my phone yesterday afternoon while I was out here, kind of in the middle of nowhere, and I didn't really know if it was gonna work. I was a little bit worried because I am so remote at the moment, but I had no problems. I set it up in 15 minutes, had the service working on my phone, no issue. They have an eSIM option, so you're able to do that really, really quickly and relatively effortlessly. It was pretty awesome. If your phone is not eSIM compatible, they will mail you a SIM card pretty quickly, so you can do it that way as well, but my phone, fortunately, is eSIM compatible, and what's really cool is that I was able to get Mint Mobile set up on my phone while also having my old carrier on there. So I have two now, which is something that I could see as a potential benefit for folks that are nomads, RVers. When you're traveling to remote places like this, it would be really nice to have access to both networks. Mint Mobile uses America's largest 5G network, and I was testing out the service all night last night. I called family members, was browsing the internet on my phone, and it was working really, really well. I was very impressed with the service. I would definitely recommend checking out Mint Mobile if you follow that link in the description below, mintmobile.com/vanlife. You can sign up for your plan starting as low as $15 a month. Thank you again, Mint Mobile, for making this video possible. Bottom line, stuff's pretty expensive these days. So if I'm out here for 3 or 4 days camped out, that's 3 or 4 days that I'm not going to spend any money. I'm not going to have the temptation to eat out or to drive around and drive long distances and spend a bunch of money on gas. This truck obviously doesn't do too well on gas, so I don't know. I think it's probably a good thing to just be out here for a little while. So this camper does not have an inverter of any kind. There is no AC inverter in here. There is a small lead acid standard RV house battery. So I've been trying to figure out what to do about power. I was just using that solar power station that I have and just using it to charge up my laptop. But I realized this morning that I can like set it all up outside if it's a sunny day like this, get my foldable solar panels set up, and then just leave it out there and actually plug the power station, the solar power station, directly into the shore power outlet on the exterior of the camper, almost like I was at a campground or something like that. And then magically all the outlets in here would work and it would be pretty convenient. The only issue is that when I did that, it was pulling a ton of power, and I realized it was because the DC converter in here, which charges the lead acid house battery that's already in the camper, was pulling a lot of power, like 100 watts or more, and it was kind of just a waste because there is a solar panel on the roof, a flexible solar panel specifically to top that off, and we have a beautiful sunny day here. But then I realized that I can just disable the breaker on the breaker panel in here, the AC breaker panel, and then suddenly I'm not wasting any power anymore, and I have all the outlets working. It's pretty awesome. This has been a pretty great place to be for the past couple of days. You know, there's not really a whole lot to do around here. There's no hiking trails or anything, obviously, so unless you're a hunter, it's probably not a good idea to like venture off into the woods because there are people actively hunting all day. So you kind of just got to hang out in the campground. You can walk around a little bit and then just hang out in your spot, which is perfectly fine for me. Like, I don't mind it. I've just been mostly working on the computer. Last night I was editing late into the night. This morning I was editing. I'm probably just going to keep working all day. This is a perfect opportunity for me. There's sun out. The solar system is working amazingly. Power station here, I basically just have full power. It's like I have shore power, so it's kind of nice, and I'm going to take advantage of that. Just work as much as I can, try to get ahead on videos. I'm thinking that Shannon probably wouldn't like this camp spot too much. Not that there's anything wrong with the campsite itself, but just the fact that I've been here on a weekend, and she likes to try to like make the most of her time on a weekend. I don't blame her, just trying to go out and explore or just do fun things, whatever they may be. It's probably good that she's not here with me now and that I'm able to just do this to try to get ahead on work, so that then when she does come back in a week, we'll be able to just kind of get back to life on the road and doing what we were doing before and exploring a little bit. I've been editing this video as this morning has gone on here, and I watched part of the video that I did when I was here 5 years ago, and I mean, it really is true that not much has changed about this place, but one thing that I noticed when I was here last time, apparently there was no cell coverage at all. Like, I was not able to get on the internet, and that's the only reason that I didn't stay here in my element for more than one day back then. But now I have like perfect cell coverage out here. It's pretty crazy how technology has changed. Last night I uploaded a video. I uploaded last week's video last night just from out here. It only took like 15 minutes. It was pretty incredible. Shannon recently started making this like vegetable slaw salad with this Japanese style dressing on it and almonds and sesame seeds. It's really good. So I'm gonna try making that tonight along with some chicken nuggets and some Chick-fil-A Polynesian sauce. I think that's a pretty good meal for game time. That's too much dressing. It came out so fast. She puts like squished up ramen noodles on there too. I don't know where she gets the ideas for these things. They're usually pretty delicious. Gives it a nice little crunch. I think it's going to be a hot one today. You can feel it. It's much warmer than it has been the past few mornings. It's supposed to get close to 90 degrees Fahrenheit, so we'll see how that goes. I'm just going to be working in the camper again, try to spend at least one more day out here. The campground has definitely thinned out. There's basically nobody here at this point, just a couple of folks left, so quieted off after the weekend, and it's been a good stay. Got the shower set up here, probably for later today. Once it starts to get warmer, try to take a cold shower, just leave it on cold and cool off a bit. Tomorrow, I'm probably gonna head back into civilization, back towards the city life, I guess. And I am gonna be trying to, more than likely, stealth camp in this thing, trying to blend in a little bit and just park on the side of the road or wherever, basically anywhere that I can find that I can get away with. So I'm going to be going for that. There is going to be at least a little bit of waves. Doesn't look like too crazy or anything like that, but a little bit of a swell is going to come through. So looking forward to getting back in the water and heading over there. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll talk to you all in the next one.